Yeah, obviously really excited to extend and to sign the 3 years with Adelaide. Obviously, it's been I think a good journey for me so far with Adelaide, but just really excited for the up and coming season now.
Why did you decide to stick around, Craig? I imagine your inbox would have been overflowing with opportunities.
Yeah, there definitely were opportunities in Australia and abroad, but for me, family-wise, it was a good option to be here in our home city, but football-wise as well. I think with Adelaide United, I've probably played some of the best football of my career, and for me now, it's about being settled and from both away from the pitch and on the pitch. I think we have a chance to really build something special here with the group that we have, and hopefully we can do that over the course of the next season and beyond.
How do you, as you're making this decision with your family, how do you toss up that balance where it might be uproot the family, but also make a bit more cash, I would imagine, elsewhere? How is that balance for you?
Yeah, look, it's weighing it up, and for us, we're as a family, we've never really been that money orientated. So for me, obviously, it's important to set myself up for the future, because you're only playing for a certain amount of time. But for me, it's about the happiness of life, and being here in Adelaide is good for our family. But on the pitch, I'm my happiest here as well.
How was the reception from mum, dad, family when you said you're going to stick around? I know that your dad in particular would have been pretty pleased.
Yeah, obviously the extended family really happy that we're staying in Adelaide, so we could be around them, and obviously they can see, or Ezra can see the grandparents and extended family.
What are you hoping to get out of the upcoming season?
Well, I think building from last season, we made the semi-finals and lost in extra time, which was obviously really disappointing because we took it right to the end against Melbourne City. But I think this season we have to build on that and can be in amongst it again. I think we have a good squad. If we can improve from last season, then I think we have the chance to do great things this year.
Is that something that you've seen, whether it be in the moves that the club has made, or prospective new owners, or re-signings? What have you seen that has given you the indication that you're on the right trajectory?
For me, it's not necessarily the off the field or away from the field things. That's not really for me to look at it or comment on. Obviously, if the sale goes through, it's fantastic for the club and can obviously put us in a good direction. But for me, it's the businesses on the field and at the training ground, and the work that obviously Carl and the other coaches has put in place over the last 2 seasons to really, I think, build a good base and a strong foundation. You know, we've made 2 semi-finals back to back, and we can improve on that. I think we've got a good squad, a good balance of young and old players, and I hope that this coming season we can really do something special.
And the prospect of staying here, being settled, knowing exactly what you're going into with the World Cup just around the corner, how much did that weigh on your mind?
Yeah, it did factor into the decision as well. If I go somewhere else, it's kind of starting up again. Whereas here, I'm already set up, and I'm comfortable and confident in my ability to do well and put myself in the World Cup squad.
Carl, loyalty in world football is not a word that often gets assigned to too many players, but it's a fair show of loyalty from Craig. How have you managed to pull this off?
Yeah, look, it's no secret how important Craig is to the way that we play at the club, but it's just not about what he does on the pitch, it's what he does off the pitch for us as well. And we saw last year how good Craig was for the club. The goals and his assists allowed us to go as far as what we did last year, and as Craig said, we want to improve on that. and it's about us providing a platform for Craig and all our players to play at their best level that they can play at. And we saw that last year with the majority of our squad last year. They played at a very good level, and it's our challenge now for this season is to improve on that again. And we want more out of Craig, and we want more out of all the players that we've re-signed, and we've shown a lot of loyalty to our players and in re-signing them, and they pay us back by the performances they put on the pitch.
What does it say about the character of him wanting to stay here, and also what does it say about the club that you are able to keep someone of Craig's calibre?
Yeah, I think it all goes back to the culture that we're setting here at the club, and in the change room and in the office, and the way that we're linking all that together. And Craig is a big part of that. He was the captain of the club last year, and he'll maintain that captaincy again, going forward. So we're looking forward for Craig to improve and to make that World Cup squad and have success with the Socceroos as well.
I don't know who's on the phone, but if he wants to...
Yeah, Marco, do you want to ask a question?
Is that me?
Yeah, that's you, Marco.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, no, Craig, you just touched on it with the World Cup stuff. I mean, I guess it shows that players are now confident that they can, be an important part of the Socceroos squad by still playing in the A-League and like being seen here on a weekly basis by Arnie.
Yeah, definitely. I think with Arnie, he's always made it clear that it's the game time that's important and the level that you're playing at. So I guess if you are playing in Europe or playing in one of the top leagues in the world, that's great and gives you an advantage so long as you're playing and performing at a good level. So that's the main thing. And for me, I feel I'm been at a good level of football over the last few seasons and performing well, and I'm happy and proud to be able to be a part of helping the country make the World Cup. But for me now, it kind of starts again because you have to earn selection for the squad coming up. And if I start the season slow or don't do as well, then I'm not going to make that World Cup squad. So that's my focus, is to really do well with Adelaide and to perform and get myself to as fit as possible in this pre-season and to come out of the blocks running.
And Carl, I guess Craig's the kind of guy, being from SA and being the sort of player he is, that you can build a sort of team around. It's a real sort of like ambassador for the club as well. Yeah,
most definitely, and it's about having that consistency. And we've saw that last year. We were very consistent last year, and we want to improve on that next season. This season coming up, and with Craig with Socceroos, I think we underestimate the quality that we have here in the A-League, and I think credit to Melbourne Victory and Brisbane Roar, the performances they've put in against the EPL teams that have been out here on tour, and we've seen that we're not that far off, and I think we have to sell our game more at a better level than what we actually do at the moment, because it is a good level, and we've seen that and Arnie's back the boys that have been playing in the A-League in the Socceroos.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marco.
Can you compare the levels, Craig? Like, you've been over and played in a few different, all over the place. Where do you think it sort of, the A-League stacks up realistically?
Well, it depends on kind of which way you look at it, because in Europe and in Asia, there's probably more money that's invested in there, and particularly in Saudi, there's more foreign spots, so they bring in big money foreigners. But for me, in terms of the different levels compared to Holland, I think it becomes the different styles that you play. In Australia, I think we play quite a different style to other places, but I think the structure is really good. I think you generally find that the team discipline is really good, and you work very well as a team. Probably what they have over there is a bit more individual quality, players that can produce things out of nothing in those moments, and they play certain styles to bring players into 1v1 situations where they can do that extra special thing. And the same in Saudi, that the level of players was very good, but structurally, unless you're playing against the top teams, it can be a bit all over the shop and a bit, follow your man and less structured. So I think we're at a really good level here. I think the quality, as Carl said, is underestimated as to how good the A-League is. And I think we're seeing a lot of, particularly a lot of players going to Scotland now as well. But I think we're in a great position to really lift, especially since making the World Cup, a really, really good position for football in this country to go in a good direction.
Can I just go one more for you? Are you finished with closing the book on signings, or is there a few more perhaps in the works?
At this stage, I'd say we're pretty much finished. I would like to bring one more player in, but that's a decision for the club. We've kept majority of last year's squad, and at the moment we've only brought the 2 players in. I think one more player would make our squad a very competitive side and be pushing for those final spots next season.
Would a player of Ben Halloran's calibre perhaps fit that bill?
Oh look, there's no secret Ben had a great career at this club, and he tried his luck overseas and it didn't quite work out for him, and I know he's been released from his club there. I haven't actually spoke to Ben since he's been released, so we would definitely consider bringing Ben back. He's well respected here by the playing group and the coaching staff, and he's well loved by our fans.